Hi collectors, so today I'm going to show you a few items that are coming up in our auction on the 15th and 16th of October, and I'm going to mainly feature some items from this really good collection of German miniature daggers and swords. Now these range from the Imperial German era all the way through to the Third Reich. Now some of you may be aware of miniature daggers and some of you may not be. As most of you probably will do know, that the collecting interest in edge weapons, especially to do with the Third Reich period, is very, very strong at the minute. And these miniatures are really good pieces to accompany a full-size dagger collection. And they're much rarer actually to find than the full size in most cases. So as you can see, I've just picked out a real small selection of what we've got coming up. There is a lot more in the auction. So if you are interested in these miniatures or German items in general, do have a look at the catalogue online because you'll see a lot more that we've got. I've just literally pulled out just a small handful of what we've got here coming up in the auction. So what I'll do is I'll start with an Imperial German item, as obviously that's going to be first into the catalogue. So here we have an Imperial German, miniature Imperial German. It's a sword. Now all these are letter openers. It's classed as letter openers really. Now this is known as the Bismarck pattern sword. Reason for that? The sword, this particular type of sword was presented to Otto von Bismarck for his involvement in unifying all the German states and making Germany as it became. So this was a specially produced sword that was done for Otto von Bismarck, and they made it into this miniature commemorative. There's a couple in the sale, but I pulled this one out because when you pull out these from the scabbard, you can see it's got a really nice full inscription here. It's all in gilt, and then it's all etched inscription onto that side, and then on the reverse side again you can see it's more of the inscription there. And it's a very, very nice number, this one as well, because you see it's got the original scabbard, which again is quite good quality. You get various types of quality, and there's some different qualities of these in the catalogue. But this one again is nice because it has its miniature portapiece here, which again is all in metal and cloth. So very, very nice example that of a miniature sword letter opener here, and the connection with the Otto von Bismarck thing makes this a little bit more special. Continuing with Imperial, I'm just going to come around here slightly, and you can see we've got two types of the miniature Imperial Navy dirk, and again various qualities as you can see from these. We've got this very nice example here, which I'm pointing out to you now, which is on a nice marble stone base here, and this is particularly would have probably held in a German naval officer's office as his letter opener. And again, as we pull them out, they tend to, most times they tend to have not the best quality of blades because they're not an actual ceremonial dagger. They are just literally a letter opener. So again, you get various types, but this one is quite nice because it's, like I say, it's mounted onto the base, and it is, the exterior fittings are all pretty nice quality here. So that's that one. And then again, similar size in terms of the miniature is this one. But the reason I pulled this one out is because of the detailing on these moulded scabbard rings here, you can see, which again is just quite a nice feature, and it's got the little miniature knot, a bit like what was on the sword. So again, hopefully you can pick that up and see that on the images. Again, this type, again, the blade is a bit nicer condition actually, this blade on this one, but again, it's still just like a letter opener type blade, so it's not much detailing, but again, just quite a nice little miniature, and these are pretty good value. Again, if you look at the catalogue, you'll see the estimates. They're pretty conservative for this collection, but they are all nice examples if you're looking for something like that. You've probably seen, as we've shown you though, some of the Third Reich pieces here, but I'm just going to again continue going along sort of in period or era and type at the moment. So I'm going to move on to this one now. So this is a bit more unusual. This is quite a large type piece here, miniature here, but this is for like a Weimar period, and it's very similar in design to one of the honor bayonets. You see this is actually painted as opposed to jeweled eyes, which probably the full size would have had jeweled eyes, but this is painted. But again, the quality of it is very, very well made. Nice proper checkered grips here, housing the scabbard, and you can, I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, but there is just some engraving, some sort of name on the scabbard there, scratched in there. I don't know if you can pick that up or see that on there, but again, pretty nice. Like with the others, and probably most of these ones here, the blade is not the best of qualities, but that's just how they are. You know, unfortunately, that's just the way they are. No maker's mark at all, but again, not very uncommon to find. But nice. This is the first one of these miniature of one of these honor type bayonets I believe I've seen, and certainly the first one we've had to offer. So it's quite a nice, unusual variant. Now, moving into the Third Reich type items, I've pulled out a selection here of army daggers. And the reason I've pulled these three out is to hopefully show you the difference in the sizes. So we have here the half-size type dagger. This one's actually held in an original type card box. And again, it's very good, quite good quality. And then you've got the larger one here, which is what's known as the 3/4 size. And like the Imperial Navy one we showed you, it is mounted onto a base. This is like a synthetic, almost like a Bakelite type base, this one, as opposed to a marble stone, but it's with that effect to look for. So if I quickly show you this one, just gently take this out of the packet, hopefully. It's a bit fragile, but we'll take that one out. So again, this is the half size. Very nice. You can see the quality of the detailing in all the fittings, just like the original full size examples. And again, like some of the other pieces, it has got the original little miniature knot on attached here. Nice orange grip, orange yellow grip. But yeah, you can see, hopefully you can see pick up the quality of the fittings with these. Let's have a look, see if this one's maker marked. Some are, some aren't. Majority of ones you see in this size are made by E&F Horster. This one is unmarked, but say most of the ones you see are Horster marked like this. But again, it's just a pretty nice example, and say it's in this card box. This is how it came. So yeah, just a good little piece, that one. And then if we look then at the 3/4 size, so this, as you can see, you can hopefully see a clear difference in the sizes of the two daggers. So this is the 3/4 size. These again normally made by Alcoso, and again, luckily you can see that. There's the Alcoso trademark here on the blade. Hopefully you'll better pick that up in the video and see that. But again, the quality of the fittings, quality of the relief of the pommel top and the ferrule and the eagle crossguard, even with the bubbling like you find on the original full size examples. So it's a really, really nice piece, this. And again, mounted on the base is typically probably has sat on a German army officer's desk at some point and liberated by an Allied soldier. And the third miniature I'm going to show you is this one. Now, obviously, most people know the black grips are normally for what's sometimes known as the first model railway dagger. You do sometimes see miniatures with the black grip, but they're not as common. But again, if we pull this one out, you can see, again, it's an unmakered blade, but it's probably by someone like Horster, I'd think. Looking at it, but again, some of you might know more than I do on these, and be able to put on the comments if you do know the exact maker just by looking at the fittings. But again, typical type piece, this, and again, pretty good condition. It's the only one black grip that's in the collection. But again, if you look on the website, you'll see the catalogue and you'll see some more army daggers in various types. So moving on to now the Luftwaffe pieces. See, most miniatures are only in the main three branches of service, so the Army, the Luftwaffe, the Air Force Luftwaffe, and the Navy. Okay, you do get some other organisations like the RAD and the Rare Hunting, which again I'm going to show you in a moment. But generally speaking, the miniatures are only in the three main branches of service. Okay, so if you see ones for SS, SA, most times they're either reproduction or not official pieces. Okay, so just bear that in mind, collectors. So again, with the miniature Luftwaffe daggers, they either do the Luftwaffe sword here, which as you can see here is mounted here nice on a propeller type base, which again is just really, really nice quality. Or you get this, which is the second pattern Luftwaffe dress dagger here, but again, a nice miniature type. And I'll show you this one first, just because it's right in front of me. So you can see the quality again, like I said with the 3/4 size armies, the quality of the crossguard and the pommel top and even the grip, really, really nice. Not crude or anything like that. Very, very nicely produced. You can tell it's a piece of quality. And with these miniatures, they were often produced by factories to show what they could do, or to be given out as sort of presents by companies and businesses who were to other clients and things like that. So you can see for this one is advertising a company called Friedrich Preuss KG in Braunschweig, and it's to commemorate their 50 years of business. Now, some of you might notice that this is the 1884 to 1934. I think, well, hang on a minute. This is a dagger. This dagger came out much later in 1934. They did, but often you find they kept the same sort of promotion for their company. So it's not uncommon to see something like that. But again, this one, very, very nice example, and I'm sure will attract quite a bit of interest in the auction. But there's quite a number of Luftwaffe miniatures in the sale. Now, I just showed you this one slightly earlier. Now, the miniature Luftwaffe sword, this one is one of my favourite types. And you do sometimes see these with these propeller type bases. I just think they're really nice pieces. If you collect edge weapons, it's a nice thing to have on your desk. So again here, so it's a Luftwaffe sword made by Alcoso. Again, so you've got the trademark, which again, hopefully you'll be able to pick up on the video here. But as you can see, it's all made exactly like a Luftwaffe sword. So you've got the blue leather covering onto the grip with the wire binding, and again, quite nice quality produced pommel and cross guard there. Blade done exactly like a Luftwaffe officer sword. And then again, housed in the scabbard, again with the blue leather covering, which again remains in very, very good condition. So a nice example. So then moving on to the Kriegsmarine daggers, the German Navy miniatures here. Now, I've shown you again two types of this one. The rarest one is this one, which is the 3/4 size. And again, this is a very, very nice example. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up that. Some nice initials engraved onto the scabbard of the original owner at one point. But really, really superb quality produced. Nice orange grip with the original binding. It's just a really, really nice example and very highly sought after by collectors this size. They're not that common to find. So again, made by Alcoso, which is obviously a common referring theme. Alcoso made lots of the miniatures. So again, you can see that maker's mark there with the scales and the Alcoso Solingen. Nice with the original proper buffer here as well. But again, just a really, really nice example. I mean, the dagger came in this cardboard box, which it fits into nice and diagonally. Whether that's period or not, we're not 100% sure, but it certainly matches ones we've seen boxed before. But again, it is a sort of type of card box. And then the other Nazi Navy one is this one, which again, as you can clearly see the difference in the sizes of the two. So this is like the half size. Try not to cover it up too much. And so you can see or hear on the video. But you might think, oh, this one, the quality is not quite so good. Whether you can pick up on the video, all the fittings here have got really nice glistening gilt finish here, especially on the pommel top and on the crossguard here. And proper nice white grip with the binding. The scabbard probably would have had a brass finish, and it almost is more like an army type scabbard. But this is how it's come, and there's quite a number in various publications which are done like this as well, not in the standard naval type scabbard. But again, as you can see, the proper letter opener type blade, but this one has got the ENF Horster Solingen maker's mark on it, which again, Horster, Alcoso, they're the sort of more common makers for miniature daggers. But it's generally a nice example, this one. And, you know, they're desirable, these daggers, but they're not always as much money as the full sizes. So you can build a nice collection of these. And most cases, they're often always different as well. So moving now on to these ones on the lower side of the table. We've pulled out two versions of the RAD Officer. Now, I said earlier in the video that most of the ones you see are just for the main three armed services of the Third Reich. RAD and the Hunting Association, they're the exceptions, okay? And what's nice with these two is, again, they're really, really well made, beautiful quality. You do have to be careful, collectors, because there are some very good reproductions of these on the market now. But we're happy that these two are both original examples. And if I get it pulled out here. So you can see this one is the, again, letter opener blade, but done in the same Heuer type blade as the Officer, but no motto, you'll notice on this one. No maker either on this one, but yeah, so you can see that one's with no motto. And then if I quickly show you this one, you see this is the other variation, again made exactly the same style, but this one has the actual motto of the RAD on the blade. Hopefully you can pick that up on the video. Angle that slightly. So again, but really, really nice quality. And this one also has got the Alcoso maker's mark here on the reverse. This one I think we've put in at slightly more money just because of the maker's mark and obviously the motto, which is a bit scarcer to find. Most ones you see are non-mottoed rather. And then the last one I'm going to show you is, again, it's probably the rarest of the miniature daggers you can find. Now this is the Hunting Association dagger here. So you've got the stag grip here, all the fittings, really nice relief in the fittings here with the laying deers, etc. And again, all the fittings on the scabbard shape and green leather covering to the scabbard. So it's a really, really nice example. I'm not quite sure why this is the rarest one in the miniature range. It just tends to be. I've assumed they just didn't make so many. And again, you've got the lovely etching here of the hunting type scene. And again, I'll just flip it around this side so hopefully you can see a bit clearer as well. And again, you've got the Alcoso maker's mark here again with the various hunting images. Just a very, very nice example. So there we go. That is that one. So like I said, this is just a very, very small selection of miniatures. I think there's around 40 or 50 miniature daggers in this sale, miniature daggers and swords in this sale, I believe. And the various Third Reich and Imperial ones. So do have a look at the online catalogue. You can see these, plus you can see a lot more of other items we've got coming up for sale. Like I said, the sale is on the 15th and 16th of October. These items are actually coming up on the 16th, so that's day 2. That's on Thursday. So yeah, have a quick look, have a look through, and hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please like and subscribe to our channel where we do a lot more features about items that are coming up for auction. If you do know a bit of information about any of these, by all means make some comments on the video as well, and we look forward to seeing them. And good luck if you do plan on bidding on some of these. Good luck, wish you all the best of luck, and yeah, hope to see you real soon.